is life balance even possible in this space?
The work-life balance.
It's definitely possible, but it comes to time management, right? So, like for me, I'm big on my CRM, right? So the CRM that all you guys have access to that are part of the community, I schedule. So if I talk to a client today and I'm like, when are we getting back on the phone? And he's like, oh, call me in 2 days. Once I put it on my calendar for 2 days, I literally I wipe my brain. I literally wipe it because I'm like, I need to compute for every client I have to maximize the time. And I know I'm serving the clients that I need. Now, the work-life balance for me is like, okay, well, as Daryl mentioned, I have 3 kids and they're all very athletic. So they're in every possible sport you could think of, right? But there was a guy when I first started sales, a gentleman well-known called Tony Robbins. And he talks about time management in the sense of people don't realize on your drive to work what you could learn. But a lot of people are focused on sports radio. People focus on TMZ or social media. But if you look and account those times, that language that you want to learn, you could have learned on an audiobook or listening on the radio during that hour drive, or during that time you're taking a shower, or while you're working out on your headset. So it's really time management. First thing, I have to take care of my clients, and my clients put food on the table. But they also afford me the time to be there for my kids. That's, I think, one of the best things about sales, right? It's not a 9 to 5. It's not something where you punch in, you punch out. If you're a real salesman and you're trying to a master of your destiny, you're your own CEO. You maximize your time wherever. So it's not that, oh, I punch out. You never really punch out in sales. If you really want to make money, you don't punch out. Because when I came into this business, you start on the phone at 9 o'clock in the morning. You didn't get off till after 9 because you could still call California legally until 9 o'clock.
Yep.
So this notion of, oh, well, it's not time. Every time is a time to catch a sale. So when someone in New York says it's 9 o'clock, don't call my house, guess what? You can go to Mountain Time. You can go to California time. What's that? Central Time is the other one, right?
Central, Mountain, Pacific.
Exactly. So there's always a customer somewhere. But for that person that says, oh, I clock out at 5. It's not a work or life balance. Like, you're trading time for money. What we do is that at that moment, we put 100% effort. So when we take that break and download some people that don't have kids go on vacations, or they just want to just decompress, we use it for different times. When people say work and life balance, I'm only speaking to people that when it's time to clock in, they clock in like you really, really, really work. You maximize your time. So when you do not clock out, but you step away for a second, you get to enjoy those moments.
Okay, you know what? I want, and I'm not going to say I disagree, but I want to add to that a little bit, just because.
Me too.
It depends on what stage in your career you're in. Meaning that if you're just starting off, honestly, I feel you don't have a life balance, and the reason why is because if you're doing this, if you're an entrepreneur, you're working to make your dream come true, whatever that may be.
Hold on, you can't say I'm right or wrong on that because there's different stages.
He didn't say you're right or wrong. He said he disagrees.
No, but I agree with them. If you're early on, I agree 100%.
Take the spotlight from me. I bring up stages. I'm bringing up stages.
You had your time, Stan.
You missed that.
I missed the mark. I missed the mark.
Okay, so I think that
that's why we're partners. Where I drop off, you pick up. Okay, take it.
So it's different stages, right? If you're first starting off, I think that you really don't have that much of a life balance. And I don't really think
you should.
You should, right? In the very beginning. And the reason why I say that is because you are literally in the beginning a one-man operation. You're the only one that cares about your vision, but you see your vision and you have tunnel vision. You have a specific view of what you want to accomplish. So it's not that you're being selfish. It's the fact that you know what you're looking to accomplish later on down the line. So you can't leave it on somebody else to have the same vision as you, because then you're really going to waste your time. As you start growing, right, you put processes in place. You see what works. You see, okay, so this lead source works. This is how I handle this lead. This is the process that I took. Now, as an entrepreneur, you start growing, where now you start putting people in place. So now you hire an assistant, you hire a VA, right? Aside from the triggers in the CRM, you start building that out so that now you can accomplish what every entrepreneur wants, is financial freedom, right? That you can go out, you don't have to come in the office, etc. But in the beginning, I believe there's a little bit of sacrifice, right? And also, too, keep in mind, being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. And it's okay. You know, everyone wants to be a business owner. Everyone wants to be a business owner. You know what? Not everyone does. Everyone's okay. Everyone's okay. And it's not a bad thing, right? I know a lot of people that don't struggle. You know, in the very beginning, they get a 9-to-5, a great 9-to-5. They have a pension, they have medical, they have a retirement, etc. And that's okay. And they're making six figures. So it's just understanding what position you want to be at, and also too how much time you really have. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you don't have a fixed set income in the beginning. And if you have a mortgage payment, you have kids, you have any other expenses that are really, really important, you're going to set yourself a failure in the very beginning. You may want to put it in stages.
You know, something that I wanted to, also chime in about, Jose, is, our days and our work days during the summer look different than they do during the winter.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think that that's something that we're missing from this conversation. There's going to be busy seasons where you're working long hours and quieter seasons where you can spend more time, with your family. There's only really 4 months of the year where we don't really spend as much time in the office. That's the summertime. I don't know if you guys know, Long Island during the summer, one of the best places to be, which is why, Stanley's always he's going to be outside. And he's gonna have his earphones in. He's gonna be at tournaments and stuff all summer. He's gonna be at the beach with his kids, but he can afford to do that because during the wintertime, we are in here 6 days a week. We are in here from, usually in the wintertime, we are from like 9 in the morning to 7:30 at night every day during the Monday through Friday, and then on Saturdays we're usually here from 10 to 2, 10 to 3 during the wintertime, at least 2 Saturdays a month. Because it's nothing to do. It's dark early. It's cold outside. Everyone's inside. But we work like that. We work like dogs because now when it's 89 degrees, we leave on a Wednesday and go to pickleball at 5 o'clock. We're not gonna do 2 Saturdays a month. Maybe during the summertime we'll do 1 Saturday a month. Maybe we'll get out of here at 5 o'clock. But we're able to go ahead and do that and enjoy our life with our healthy work-life balance because of the work that we put in the other 8 months of the year. So the 8 months of the year, we're in here 6 days a week. That 4 months, but we do that to afford the 4 months, and that's why nobody cares during the wintertime to be in here so much. We don't care because we know that right now, like just yesterday, we left a little early to play pickleball. The week before, we left to play golf. We try to do something. We try to do team building and stuff, and or just spend time, with the family, get to do stuff because they know that during the wintertime, like I know all of our wives know during the wintertime, we're grinding. And then we're able to do that to afford the luxury of, the summertime, having more time with the kids and stuff.
But then I have to go to Jose's argument that no one should ever even think about that. You have to earn that luxury.
Correct.
Like, so I don't care if it's summer, winter, fall. Did you put the work in?
Yeah.
When I first started, I've had sales jobs, but my first really into, there's money in sales is when I was 19 as a stockbroker. If you have to wait till summer to be able to go out, to be able to afford it, you shouldn't be going out.
Yeah.
If you only go out on
the weekends,
weekends, you should not be leaving work. Maybe the people I was groomed with and taught me this game, not groomed.
Were you groomed, Stanley?
That taught me sales. They're like, I don't just go to a department store when there's a sale. If I want it, I buy it. But you put the work in before that. So that's the only disagreement I have with your statement saying in the summer is when we can go. If you're really busting your ass, it's summer somewhere. So just because it's cold in New York, I bust my ass so I could jump on a flight and go to San Tropez. I could pay to go to Mexico. I could pay to go to St. Thomas.
What country is San Tropez in?
It's in San Tropez.
All right. Listen, and also something else that I have to just add to what Stanley's saying is, you also have to remember one thing is the fact that every weekend is not really a weekend of celebration.
100%.
To go on that, right? People go out to celebrate. If you're the person that goes out you want to be an entrepreneur, you go out every single weekend, what are you celebrating? unless you're celebrating, you close the big deal. Unless you're celebrating that, whatever you celebrate. I'm not saying don't go out and splurge, right? Because everyone knows, especially if you're a broker, you're a business owner, is you work to maintain a certain lifestyle, as Stanley's mentioning. But the reason why is because majority of the time, you've already put in the work, whether you were in that office or you were in that room, that cubicle, whatever it is, putting in the work, right? Most people isolate themselves for 6 months, right? And then you go out and splurge because you're like, wow, I can do this. And you go I don't want to say crazy, but you splurge. But yeah, it's just understanding too the balance of that is, not every day is a party.
Sorry to cut you off, but also you're forgetting the part of, if you really put in the work, you're not partying like everybody else either.
You just took away what I was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you land the plane.
No, it's okay.
I'll get off the tarmac.
You guys are really showing your bromance this episode. Like, we must be closing up. We're closing a lot of HELOCs. These guys, you guys are crazy.
Nah, but it is. That's why, mind you, me and Jose are older, and we've gone through the heyday of really putting in that work. Not saying people don't do it now, but you're dialing a phone, you're actually pressing numbers. You know what I mean? There was no dialers. When a person made 100 calls, they really dialed 100 numbers. You know what I mean? And one thing I learned during that time was the only difference between a Honda Civic and a Mercedes is status, right? And you sit there and go, you know what? I want to party. I want to drive different. I want different. When I go to party, this is a funny thing, and please don't judge me, is I won't lie. When I started making money doing sales, I wouldn't even go to a club unless it had a VIP. I'll be honest with you. Why do I bust my ass every single day to go to a club to stand up against the wall with a Heineken? What am I doing? I see it all the time. And so I'm not trying to be bougie, but I'm just being honest here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm over here like, damn, Sale, you bougie as hell, bro.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you. You would never, if you saw me at a bar, you better believe I'm running a tab. I'm not sitting there going in my pocket every time. I'm coming a couple hundred behind the bar, like, or put the card behind the bar. Yo, all my boys are here. All of them have authority to swipe. And that's a fact. But at the same time, I would be in the office around 8:30, 8:45 in the morning. The stock market bell would ring, and I'd live in that office. I only came home to shower and sleep. And then I woke up and did it again the next day. Yeah. When all my other friends are clocking out of work, going to college at that time, having fun,
happy hour.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. But the difference was when they were going to those local pubs by their colleges, and team, all of a sudden I pull up in a fresh new ride. I'm like, yo, we're going to Manhattan. I was like, we're going to Manhattan? What do you mean we're going to Manhattan? Yo, I got the limo. Let's go. And we're enjoying the whole night. Oh, we too drunk. Guess what? We're getting a room. Not asking the price. Because even though I'm going to bring up Diddy, please don't judge. Diddy says it best. And right?
Which song?
No. And this is a famous line. To you, it's a Bentley. To me, it's just a blue car. And the reason that sentence means so much when he says it is, yeah, I bust my ass. So I'm not looking at price tags. I've put the work in to go, I like the car, I'm getting it. I don't worry about the price. If I want a Rollie, guess what? What model does it come in? Does it match the suit I want to wear tonight? And then I go shopping. If I went to a club, because of course, being a stockbroker, you're wearing button-down shirts, dress pants, shoes. You're not in casual wear. You're always looking like you're ready for a meeting. So when I used to go out with my friends, I went to the mall to buy a brand new outfit every single time. And it was never about the price tag. It was, what does it look like on me? But I busted my butt to make that kind of money. You know what I mean? So that's why I agree with you. In the summer, you're like, relax. I just don't want that false image of, you know what? Let me relax. Like there has to be a point that you hit that you earn the right to not to go to work.
Yeah.
You earn the right to go home early. Like you earn it every single day though. Yeah. So it's not just 8 months. Because your gold mine could be during summer.
Correct.
That could be. You could have been busting your butt for 8 months, just making it. And all of a sudden, that moment, and you see that Instagram post where there's two guys in a hole, and one's digging and one stops.
I've seen that.
And the diamonds are right behind it. That's summer that you're like, oh, let me go hang out. That could have been that one swing that could have changed your life.
3 feet from gold. Was it Jose?
3 feet from gold.
Yeah, that could be changed. So listen, I definitely agree with enjoying, but it shouldn't be seasonal.
I think also too another thing as well, just trying to say on topic to Stanley is the fact that you have to understand you cannot sell. You cannot. I don't like to use sell, right? Because you're really not doing it. But you cannot present the opportunity, whether it's for funding or the opportunity to obtain financing, to every single client. So stop selling. And what you should do is start solving their problems. Understand what their wants are. Right? Why do you need the money? We say that all the time. Why do you need the money? I think that's the biggest mistake a lot of brokers make, is just start asking questions to understand the need, because if not, what's going to happen is you're going to bog yourself down with a lot of clients, a lot of approvals, and like we used to say in the mortgage space, right? It's all wood. You don't have anything because you just have an approval. You have an approval with 50 clients, but none of them wanted the money. None of them wanted the program that you were offering, or you didn't meet their goal because they don't need the money right now. Right? They don't that's not enough money for whatever they're looking to accomplish.
You know what? I actually like that you said that, right, Jose? Because one of the things that I learned in the MCA industry is, you learned this early on, and approval means absolutely nothing. There's thousands of people that have approvals.
Yep.
If there's thousands of people that have approvals, sometimes thousands of people have the same approval. One person gets that deal done. The reason why one person gets that deal done is just what Jose said, because they understood the needs of the client and they were able to rationalize the cost of capital. They were able to rationalize the term, and they were able to rationalize the opportunity cost.
Correct.
And that's not something that everybody can do, because most people don't even ask the questions to even try to solve the puzzle. When you first speak with a client, it's all about trying to figure out the need and then using your resources to make almost like the picture come together, or make the puzzle pieces fit. It's also opportunity cost. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't take this fit, I don't care how much this $15K costs. Doesn't matter. It could cost 100. It could be 200% on the money, okay? Or double. You could borrow 15 and pay back 30,000. Who cares about the cost of capital? What about the opportunity cost? What if this 15K does cost 30K, but this 15K is going to yield you 60? You still, after you paid me back 30K, you're still 30K profit. You understand? And if you're able to present that to somebody and they really, really, really do need that 15K, it's going to be almost like a no-brainer. You're also going to be a little less hurt if they don't take the deal. See, some people get into the emotional side of sales where they really do have this bill due, and they're already counting the commission on the approval.
Correct.
Which we tell people not to do. Never count your chickens before they hatch. That's the saying, right, Stan?
Yep.
You're counting them before they hatch. Like, listen, I got a $5 million approval the other day. Now, there was a couple of newbies that are in the office that were ranting and raving. I didn't get excited because usually the bigger deals, they usually have so much hair on it that they never do close. Now, we're in negotiation with the guy, and it's going to be a pretty big commission if we go ahead and get it done, but it takes a little finesse. As of right now, the opportunity cost does not make sense for the guy. You understand? But I have a follow-up with the guy tomorrow to really press on the pain point, because he's saying that he doesn't need the money now, but literally a week ago he said that he was in the middle of a really big renovation and he needed $2 million before the end of the month. Well, I mean, we're here. We're here. So maybe the opportunity cost didn't really make sense a week ago, but now backs up against the wall, probably did some more shopping out there. Now that $5 million might sound a little more lucrative.
And just before you say that, I think that's one part of it, and also to remember that what's going to make you stand out from everyone, as Daryl mentioned before, everyone has the same approval, right? What's going to make you stand out by making having the client understand that you're solving a problem
that they told you about,
right? Which is huge, because just to give you an example, right? If you don't understand what the client's pain points are, it's going to be very difficult to present a benefit to the client for taking your deal. Whether you're charging a success fee or whether you get charged by the bank or whatever, the bank, the lender, whatever you want to call it, pays you directly. It's still, when the client agrees to sign your paperwork and move forward with you, I think you're not just selling yourself, but you're also selling the benefit. They understood, okay, this guy or girl took the time to explain to me how to solve the solution. Why do you think, a lot of brokers that are out there, they work with, you get clients traditional banking, whether it's Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, etc. Why do you think they work with you? Because you are solving a solution for them. They obviously were looking for money. They couldn't find it. The only option or the outlet was a merchant cash advance. So you came in now and you presented a solution. Okay, so you need to fix this. Your credit score is not up to par. You need X amount of trade lines. Your deposits are going to a personal account. You need to put it into your business. Your tax returns are not showing this. Then you fixed it, right? Whether it's an immediate fix or something that was over time, you fixed it. So the client isn't buying the product, right? They're buying the solution. Yeah. The solution that you're doing, right? That's why it's important. Why do you need the financing for?
And Jose, you know what? Not to cut you off, I know I'm going to forget my train of thought. It's a long... All of these merchants have long-term goals.
Yeah.
Okay? But not everybody's going to tell you what the hell their long-term goal is when they just speak to you on the phone. They don't even know you. You have to earn that.
Correct.
You earn that by showing sincerity, and you also earn that by asking the right questions. See, there's some people that just get you on the phone and say, how much you need, how soon do you need it, and get off the phone.
Correct.
Then, let's just say that client needs $20K, but they don't need it this week. They need it next week. If you don't ask the proper question, you're going to go ahead and pitch the approval to the person. Let's just say you pitch them the deal and it's at a 142. And they want to go, and you know what? I've been beat out on deals like this. I've had 100K approvals for people. Then I go to fund them, and I see that these idiots took 40K the day before.
Yeah.
Remember, that's happened. People take shittier deals, and you are asking yourself, why? You didn't do the work. There's something that guy was able to say to them, and I'm not just going to use the blind excuse like, oh, the guy must have lied to them. No, I didn't ask some question. I didn't ask the pain point. I didn't really figure out the pain points. Maybe I have the 100K approval. I'm trying to shove the whole thing, that down into the client's account.
Wait.
I'm trying to shove the whole approval into the guy's account, but maybe he really only needed $40,000 to meet payroll by Friday.
And he sees the payment, right?
You understand? He sees the payment.
He's like, oh my God.
He's like, damn, $6,000 a week. Yeah. I really don't need that right now. I really just need $40K tomorrow. And somebody comes and pitches him $40K and $2,000 a week. Now all of a sudden it just makes sense.
Yeah, that payment is more manageable.
The payment is more manageable. You don't need the other 60. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I didn't do not maybe. I did not do my job. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever out there and your client takes a shittier deal than what you had, you didn't do the work and the other guy did. That other guy asked that other question. Right. Maybe I just seen 100K and just said, big payday. You know what I mean? And just, yo, guy, got 100K. What's up? I got the best possible offer. No doubt I took 40K yesterday. Why the fuck would you ever do that?
That also goes back to, if you understand your craft, if you understand your industry, it also gives you leverage.
Yeah.
I had a client a couple of days ago where the client was like, oh, you know what? It presented the approval and he was like, oh, that's great. I like that. But let me ask you a question. Why should I go with you and not go to the bank? I said, perfect. I said, you know what? You shouldn't go with me. Go to your bank first. Because I understood that a bank wouldn't qualify him. He doesn't have tax returns. He's looking for a deal that it really isn't there. And it was comparable to what he was getting. It was a line of credit. But he's like, oh, I'll go to the bank. The bank isn't going to charge me this, that, and they'll give me a better rate. Perfect. Mr. Jones, go. Matter of fact, I need you to go. Let's end the conversation. I need you to go so that you can get the client and it can validate my approval. At that point, the guy was like, no, but wait, what if I want to go with you? I'd rather go with you. Like, Mr. Jones, I need you to first go. Because remember, clients do that because they're like, oh, I'll lower the fee, I'll lower this, I'll lower that, I can rework the numbers. I think, for me at least, that's a sign of someone that's not strong in their craft or doesn't know much.
They're not confident.
That's correct. Thank you. They're not confident, but also too, now a client's been shopping. You're not the first person they spoke to.
And won't be the last.
So don't be, and I think that, that happens a lot, especially when you're put up against the wall, as Daryl mentioned before, where if you have a bill to pay, right, you haven't closed the deal in X amount of time, don't lose that confidence, because then now the client's going to dictate the conversation, dictate what you're going to go ahead and present to them, where you're going to lower your fees. You're going to lower your, you're going to up your rate.
Yo, you know what too, bro? And they can smell the desperation
100%.
on you.
Yep.
They can smell the desperation on you. Listen, you need to always on the phone act as if. Act as if you got you have $100,000 in the bank. You have $100,000 in the bank. You're not living paycheck to paycheck. You don't even care if this deal closes or not.
Yeah.
You are going to talk to these people so much different than if you need to close this deal to pay your rent.
You have to put that work during the off season. The off season is in the office. Every day in sales. When you see us leave and go on vacation, we're enjoying the spoils of putting the work during the off season. And when I say season, it's not summer, it's not winter, it's not fall, it's not spring. It's every time you wake up and step in the office, you're going to war for it. I'm earning it. Just because you don't see bullet wounds and slices, do you understand how mentally exhausting some of us go home? And we're just spent. Sometimes my wife's like, you don't want to talk? No, I talked all day. And guess what? And sometimes I didn't close the deal that I should have closed.
Yep.
You think I want to talk? And you just sit there spent. So when you see the glitz and glam and we're like, oh, we do this and third, we get beat up every single day. There's an offer that we have that is exactly what the client wants. And he'll just go, call me tomorrow. What? Like, so now I got to spend another hour on the phone with you? That hour I gave wasn't enough to earn your business? And it'll be as simple as, oh yeah, you called. Okay, can you repeat what you told me yesterday? What? So now I got to lose another hour of my day. And the thing about it, we still don't know if we're going to close. And then he goes, oh, yo, something happened. Also, the next day you call. Oh, well, someone called. The other guy called me. I already gave him the 20. I already gave it to him.
Yep.
That's defeating. That hurts. That's like a weight. Even talking about it, I could feel the weight in my shoulders of knowing that you did your job, but you don't get the spoils of war.
Yeah.
So that's why when we have those moments of, yo, let's work our asses off so we can enjoy it like rock stars. People don't realize this business takes years off your life. The stress we hold in these shoulders, the stress that we hold mentally, the mental warfare we go through every single day. It's hard to decompress sometimes when you go home. This isn't a punch out where you just hit a button. You're like, oh, you know what? What happened today is done. Who cares? I don't know about anyone else, but yo, sales is one of the hardest jobs I've ever had.
Agree.
Definitely take that shit home.
Wow. Kidding me? My kids come and run to me. I need 5-10 minutes. I need to shift a gear. You know what I mean? But
You're going to cry. Don't shift gears too much, bro. You about to fucking cry on this camera.
no, but I just want to let our audience know we understand it.
We here with y'all in the trenches.
Yeah, a lot of these podcasts will tell you what to do, but never have gone through it. They're not in the trenches. They know they're like, oh yeah, if you do this, then it results to this, and then you should be. No, we've been there with you. We're there with you now. So understand. Listen, tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another fight. Listen, just go to sleep, relax, and get ready for war. That's my 2 cents.
My man, Sammy, that was like 30 cents, bro.
I'll make mine quick. All right, so you just have to. So if you are running a business, ask yourself one question: are you working on your business or you're working in your business? But understand, you cannot work on your business until you set up systems. The way you set up systems is by understanding how your business works. So there's nothing wrong within the beginning, and I think you have to, is be in the business in order for you to later on be able to put proper steps, proper measures to handle a deal when it comes in. So that then you have the luxury of working on the business and scaling it up. Okay? Those are my final thoughts. I keep it quick and simple.
You know what, Jose? Thank you so much. Now, you know, that was 2 cents. All right?
$1.50.
This is 50 cents. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen. I'm gonna make it really quick as well. Your career is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Build a business that supports the life that you want and not one that consumes it. We all have things that are going on outside the office. See, unlike what Stanley said before, we take this shit home with us, but we don't bring what is at home here with us. Okay, that's something that you have to learn as well. Listen, you're fighting with your wife, you're fighting with your husband. Your kids were, a nightmare the night before. One threw up in the middle of the night. You had to be up. You get ready for work. You go outside. Your tire's flat. It's like, what do you do next? Get to the office and put the work in. The office is always going to be here. Are you going to be here? Are you going to be here physically, mentally, and emotionally? And are you going to be at 100%? Because see, let me tell you something. If you're going to go ahead and pitch that big ass deal first thing in the morning, you better have had your breakfast. You better have had your coffee. You better be sharp before you speak to that person, because you never know if that deal is going to turn into other deals. Joe, you guys know Joe, the don't foreclose on Jesus guy. I know you guys have probably seen him everywhere. Joe is one of those people that when he comes in on full tilt. He's ready. He comes in with a ton of energy. You don't even know that the night before he might have been hanging out till 1 a.m. He might have been drinking. You don't know, but he comes in and he's sharp and he's a professional every time when he locks in on that phone. That's one of the reasons why I love working with him. And he, just a professional on the phone. And like all of us, I have no idea what Jose did the night before, what Stanley did the night before. I have no idea if they fired him did well. I have no idea, but I know that once we come into this office, we're ready to go. And if you guys don't have an office atmosphere in your home, try to build one. Even if it's just as simple as you shut everything off in your house, but you sit at the kitchen table with your laptop and you lock in. Yep. You lock in, you set your systems up, and you make sure that you don't fall behind. Thank you guys for tuning in. As Stanley would say,
by Brokers Connection.